Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So I have some good news to share. Big news, in fact. Huge news about Bitcoin. And also I want to recap why these altcoins are going up. And when I say these, I mean Elrond, Crypto.com, and Avalanche. All three are on fire. And also there's a few other metaverse plays that's also doing very well. So let's discuss. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Today is a good day. Bitcoin is nearing 60,000, and we do have a lot of good movement with altcoins. So you look at Bitcoin, it did briefly break 60,000. It was holding above 59.6. Now it's a little bit below, but Bitcoin is in recovery mode since this 55,000 recent low. It's been clawing back up. And could this week be the week where we finally, well, it's the last week, right? Be the final week in November where we see Bitcoin shoot right back up to 68,000. And could this be the week where Bitcoin breaks through $70,000? Hey, it may be the week. Right now, that 98,000 prediction from Plan B seems like it's an impossibility right now. But you know what? If you look at some of these previous pumps from previous cycles, you know that, hey, anything is possible, because back in 2017, we had the same kind of thing happen, and it just seemed like there's no way Bitcoin can get to where it needs to. Well, it happened. And that's the exciting thing about a 4-year cycle, especially the last few months of a 4-year cycle. So this is posted by TechDev, showing on a smaller scale how right now is almost identical to 2017, right before the 300% climb, right before that happened, right? And I told you guys how in 2017 there was a dip before the huge run. This is broken down with certain levels and RSI correlated, and you could see how the two, yes, we're 5 days away from each other, but the two is so similar in nature. And if history repeats or rhymes, we will see that tremendous pump up in the near future. And that could be starting this week. If not, well, maybe it's December. But we could see that right around the corner. So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we do have some really good news for Bitcoin. El Salvador, President Nayib, is creating a Bitcoin city. Yes, entire city that's powered by Bitcoin mining, volcanic Bitcoin mining, which is free. That's one of the things that President Nayib has said that he was going to do, which is to utilize volcanic energy, which is basically free energy, to mine Bitcoin with. And he's going to power this city all from Bitcoin mining. It's pretty amazing. And basically, he wants to make it so that the city will not levy any taxes on the citizens directly, right? And there's other things that's related to this. In fact, he is actually going to open up a $1 billion fund. If I close this right here, a 1 billion Bitcoin bond to also correlate with this Bitcoin city. So, I mean, I've always said this before. Michael Saylor kind of led the way with the corporate world in terms of showing others how to buy and hold Bitcoin and why it's good. He put himself out there. He leveraged himself like crazy, but he believes in it so much, right? And he stuck with it. He doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, and now people are paying attention and they're following in his footsteps. Look at all the mining companies. They did the same thing. Basically borrowed against their Bitcoin, right? Or offered some kind of shares or bond offering, right, to buy more Bitcoin. They're all taking plays from his playbook. And El Salvador is doing that right now. with countries, not with companies, with countries. Yes, they're a small country, but make no mistake, others are paying attention to what President Nayib has done in terms of basically trying to get themselves away from the IMF and the World Bank, trying to be sustainable with Bitcoin, offering citizens the opportunity to buy and hold and use Bitcoin in a meaningful way without any taxes to worry about, and now utilizing Bitcoin mining to power an entire city. I mean, he's taking, he's really showcasing what you can do. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to all the other countries that's paying attention, right? The ones that are in economic turmoil, the ones that are looking to free themselves from the IMF and the World Bank, and you know what? I'm sure other countries will follow in the future. So very, very positive. So this is one I want to share right off the bat. Now, wait, let me see. There's a super chat here. This couple George, look at the cup and handle for all-time VGX, Elliott Wave. Okay. I'm not a TA guy. Couple handle and Voyager. Okay, if it's true, great. But I think Voyager has been doing a very fantastic job recently. VGX has been doing very well. So yeah. All right, now moving on from Bitcoin. If you look at today's a pretty good overall day, right? You have Ethereum coming up, Binance Coin coming up, Solana going up, right? And of course, you have Avalanche. It's still going up in a big way, 7%, 8%, but Crypto.com is just exploding. And it's just, the onslaught is still happening. So Crypto.com is still doing very, very well. Elrond also doing very, very well. So these are the three I want to concentrate on today. But if you go down the list, today is a good recovery day, right? A lot of things in green. So that's what we want to see. Zcash is up 23% of privacy coin. Not sure why, but not a fan of privacy coins. Hollow is up. Yeah, you got Radix up 27%. Not sure what was announced today. And then rounding out, you got Icon and Horizon. So several privacy coins up today, but I'm still not sold on privacy coins. Mostly because exchanges are starting to list them already. Exchanges around the world is starting to list privacy coins because of pressures from the government to do so. So that's why I'm not a fan of them. Well, anyways, let's start out with Avalanche. I've been talking a lot about Avalanche, right? The only thing I can share that's different today is the fact that this came out. Trader Joe, which is the biggest DEX on Avalanche, has now surpassed volume and trading and users. Okay, it surpassed all those metrics, and it is now the biggest DEX out there. That's insane. We know of Uniswap. We know how big Uniswap is, right? But according to DApp Radar, and you look at this, the number of users on Trader Joe is now at 44,000, and this is within the last 24 hours. And compare that to Uniswap, which is at 34,000, right? And then you look at the next one is like QuickSwap and so forth, right? So I don't know why balance is zero, but the fact that there's more users and trades on top of Trader Joe than Uniswap tells you something. That is absolutely enormous, right? So this could be the reason why Avalanche is doing so well, because you have a lot of people utilizing it, probably locking in a lot of value, right? And according to this, that's exactly what's happening. So if you look at total locked-in value of Avalanche, continues to go up about 20% this week, and now at 12.61 billion. But the thing is, I'm not sure if this is correct, because others are reporting that it's actually much higher. That it's actually more like 21 billion locked in, not 12 billion. So if you look at this, and if it's true, 21 billion would put that right under Ethereum, which would make sense because Trader Joe is now the largest DEX out there. So if they are at 21 billion, they are above Binance. And of course, they're still far off from Ethereum. Making no mistake, Ethereum is still way bigger. But in terms of the L1s, they could be the biggest now in terms of TVL and users on their DEX, right? So this is, I think, part of the reason why Avalanche is going up. People are just paying more attention to it now. It has that momentum, the traction, and plus, their ecosystem is just blowing up. I showed this last night. You scroll through their Twitter, it's very active. Very active in terms of all the projects that's onboarding and all the things that's happening. Very positive. All right, now moving on, what about Elrond? Elrond, because of their new Mayor DEX, which is fully complete now, you could see that the total value locked jumped up about 78% within the last 24 hours, right? And that's because even though the DEX was out, yield farming was not available, but it is now. And because of it, people are just putting all their crypto in there, including EGLD. So it went up by a staggering 78% within a single day. That is enormous, right? So obviously this is having a big effect. They wanted to create, Elrond's team said that they wanted to create the very first DEX and make sure that it is working. Unlike some of these other projects, the DEXs are not their own. They're from other projects, but they have a close relationship. But with the Mayor DEX, this is actually created by the team, right? So they want to make sure this is working, and then others can come out with their own product, right? So obviously this is a big thing, and Elrond is taking this very serious because they have a 1.3 billion liquidity incentive program to make sure that people are actually utilizing this brand new DEX and all the capabilities that come with it, right? So this is the reason why Elrond is going up in a big way. And where are they? They're at number 24. So 8.6 billion pretty soon. They will be a big cap, I believe. So they are doing all the right things, and they definitely have the momentum at this point as well. Now, lastly, Crypto.com. What else is there to say about Crypto.com? There really isn't anything else to say. I mean, obviously, you guys know about this big purchase. Basically, Staples Centers will be called Crypto.com's arena, and people don't like that. A lot of people, especially sports people, really hate this. Because since 1999, the arena has been called Staples Centers, and when people say Staples Center, they don't think about the office supply store. They just know that it's where the Lakers play. But now they have to change it to Crypto.com Arena. A lot of sportscasters, journalists are very angry about this, but it doesn't matter because Crypto.com has the money and they forced them to do it, and now it will be for the next 20 years known as the Crypto.com Arena. It's insane, right? And today, or last few days I should say, they added a couple tokens. This includes Anchor, which is a hosting platform or helps you create hosts, I should say, or nodes for certain projects. I don't know what ATA is, Ethereum name service. You got Flux, which I talked about recently, Terra, right? And they added even more. They added Floki on there. Maybe that's reason. Baby Dogecoin. So they added a few meme coins, right? And then they have Terra USD on there as well. So maybe that is why today they're going up, because of all the volume for the meme coins. And I do believe they already have SHIB. And of course they have Doge. So maybe that's the reason why. So they have a couple new listings today, right? And according to this, they have 400 tokens on there. So pretty good. So that's why, I mean, Crypto.com is they're just insane right now. Lastly, this is just out of the blue. Came across this, how Venezuelans are promised Axie Infinity scholarships for crypto trading courses. Kind of shows you how Axie Infinity is no longer just a game. It's becoming a lifestyle for many people out there, right? So they are definitely the biggest play-to-earn game out there. They continue to do well, and I think they'll continue to do well and push the envelope. And others are definitely following their model, right? All these other play-to-earn games are following their footsteps, trying to become the next Axie Infinity, and we'll see. We'll see if they succeed. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Overall, it's a light Sunday. Everyone's waiting to see what happens with Bitcoin, right? It's coming up, and several altcoins are doing very well today. So let's do some Q&A. Tryptamine nurse. Hey, appreciate that. What do you think about Stellar and EOS? Both I do not like, especially EOS. I got off the EOS bandwagon a long time ago. Stellar, I just don't know what they're doing. I mean, I do kind of know, but they don't really have a set target. They're trying to get into smart contracts and DeFi, but they may be a little bit late to the game. All right, what else is there? Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, that is coming up next week. So, you know, this week is going to be interesting. That reminds me, this week is options and futures expiration week, but it's also in the US Thanksgiving, which means a lot of people are traveling, which means volume is lower. So that is why this week could be explosive. Could be explosive. People are really killing Staples. I mean, Staples on a brink of bankruptcy. So yeah, I could see how they couldn't afford to pay for their name on there anymore. All right. Could you share your thoughts on Akash Network? I know they're cloud computing, decentralized cloud computing. They were hyped up earlier this year, but cloud computing plays, they're kind of just stagnant. They need something to differentiate themselves with. And right now they're kind of all similar. But Akash is on top of Cosmos Network. I think Cosmos is Terra. But the thing is, with these players, you know, it's hard to convince traditional companies to switch over from Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure, which both are exploding. Everyone's moving to the cloud, right? It's hard to convince big projects or big companies to move from them into an unknown decentralized cloud computing. So that's what I always shared about Akash. They have to figure it out and try to draw in a lot of companies. Guitar player said, prices always dip Thanksgiving week every year. That's a big statement that I don't fully buy. So let's take a look. Since we have some time, let's take a look. All right, so where's 2020? November 2020. Thanksgiving's the end of. So that was right around here. Where is it? Yeah, so that was 19,000 down to about 16,000. And then right after Thanksgiving, it recovered. So yeah, that was right for last year, but it was a really quick recovery. Now let's see 2019, I should say. 2019, right here. 2019 did not happen. This was Thanksgiving, so it already dipped before Thanksgiving. Then it kind of just went sideways. So, I mean, if you technically start, I guess, from the week before, maybe, yes. So that's right. Let's go to 2018. Wait, no, that's 2017. 2018. Wait, did I go to 2018? All right. No, 2018. So it fell down, yes, over here the week before. It fell down until Thanksgiving. Then it fell down a little more and then went up. All right. So those were crypto winters. What about during the bull run? So that is this one, 2017. And that is when over here. See? Okay. So I would say 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 were correct. But in 2017, during the bull run, that did not happen. In fact, the week before Thanksgiving, up until Thanksgiving, up until basically Christmas, is all up. Right? So if tomorrow's the 22nd, going to the 20th. So if you look at 22nd, yeah, like right here, right? And then going into Thanksgiving, it went up. So there you go. Are we going to mimic Crypto Winter's Thanksgiving, or are we going to mimic the last bull runs Thanksgiving. If I had to place my bet, I would put 2017. Let's just put it that way. But, low volume, it could happen. Maybe we do have another correction, but I don't think so since we just came off of a correction. But, hey, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I missed some chats there, so let me scroll up. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Thoughts on Cody. You gotta wait for Cardano to do well before Cody does well. How hot these meta coins? Would you wait until the bear market start buying now? They seem too hot. Everything, Vivian, everything seems too hot to be buying. If you already have a good amount of crypto and you're afraid that everything is too hot, there's no reason why you need to get in. All right? So based on what you're saying, if you want to wait for bear market, you may possibly be holding on a good amount of crypto already. Then it's okay. You don't have to buy anything more. Just hold until the top, right? And take profits on the way up. So yeah, there you go. You don't have to get into anything. Let's just put it that way. All right, I answered the Kosh one. Ergo also. I'm just going to answer anyone that super chat. Any project that relates to Cardano. Cardano needs to do well first before any of them do well. Ergo's not going to do well until Cardano does well. And what's going to make Cardano do well? Coming out the DEX that works. Okay? So I think Elrond is proving that right now with their mirror DEX, and it is having a big positive effect on Elrond. So once Sunday Swap or Ergo or someone else comes out the DEX that works on Cardano, it's going to have a big positive effect on Cardano. It's going to have a big positive effect on others that's within the Cardano ecosystem. Will Polkadot blow up or should I roll into Cadena 50%? You have to decide. If you're already holding a substantial amount of Polkadot, well, then you can diversify, right? Remember, 50-25-25 rule. 25% in big caps, 25% in small caps. So 25% Polkadot is definitely a big cap, right? If your big cap allocation is already more than 25%, you can diversify. But I do like Cadena. Thoughts on Tezos? I think they're just hanging in there. They're really propped it up by the NFT stuff, but I don't hear much about DEXs and stuff on top of Tezos. I'm sure there's probably DEXs, but I don't hear much about them. Jacob, have been researching digital property recently. Is it worth to buy digital property? If so, thoughts on Sandbox and Decentraland? Hey, I just got done talking about metaverses yesterday. I think that they're here to stay. Doesn't mean that they won't have corrections. I was just having a conversation with someone in Patreon this morning about NFTs. And he was adamant about how NFTs will not have the same kind of corrections that we saw with 2018's correction of altcoins. I'm like, don't be so sure about that. If there's a major correction, everyone panics. Everyone dumps everything. So it's going to be the same with digital property. I think Sandbox and Decentraland, their land, their property, their items are all NFTs. If we have a major correction, they're going to correct too. Make no mistake, they will correct. But I do think metaverses will only get bigger over time and continue forward. So if you get in early, right, it's definitely worth holding on. Gadius, I started in 2020. Is the end of bull run? Is the end of bull market really big gains? This feels like I'm saying gains already. Well, congratulations. That's how crypto is. When it's bad in crypto winter, there seems like there's no hope at all. But when things are good, they're really, really good, right? So that's why sometimes I laugh when people, get scared because Bitcoin fell from 58 down to 60. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on, all right? Those of us that's lived through a few cycles know that, or even a year ago, know that Bitcoin was like 3,000, 6,000, 10,000 a year ago, and where people are panicking about 60,000 Bitcoin, right? So congratulations, but I do think that there are more gains to be had this year, and could move into 2022. TA Phil Algo, not big into any of those projects. Although Algo, I think, is a good one. Curve is just a DEX for stablecoins. I never liked Curve before. Ultra Token, they do seem like a nice one. They could follow in the same footsteps as Gala. I hope they do, because Gala has been going up like crazy recently, right? I think it's a little bit overpumped, but I like Gala as a decentralized gaming platform. And Ultra is trying to be in that footsteps too. I mean, they're trying to be that. So I like the premise. I just don't know if it's working yet, because last time I checked, they weren't really working yet. IMX is a popular layer 2. That is right. But layer 2s are just that, layer 2s, right? So they help Ethereum. They don't really, they don't really have their own ecosystem, but they can turn into a layer 1 where they onboard so much they have their own ecosystem. But right now, just know that there's a lot of layer 2s and there's a lot of L2s that turn L1s. So I don't know about like something like Immutable X really blowing up, say, in the same way Polygon blew up, right? I don't know if that's going to happen. Flow, I do like it a lot. Today it did pump up a lot, but I'm not sure why. But they are one of the biggest chains just concentrate only on NFTs by Dapper Labs. So I do like them, and they have a lot of things going, right? But very hard to buy them in the US. They're not on any exchanges, basically. Northwest, yes, Ultra already partnered up with those, but that's the past. No one cares about the past. People care about the future. So, is it okay to buy Link now? I say everyone should hold Link. Everyone should hold Chainlink. Their bridge could be absolutely huge once people start using them. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Hey, overall, Bitcoin is doing well. Altcoins are doing well, especially Avalanche, Crypto.com, Elrond today, but many others are doing well too. So this week will be interesting. Very, very interesting with low volume, with Thanksgiving, right? And options and futures expiration. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But until then, I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.